Welcome back to USA Old Money News. Before you spend another Washington quarter, stop for a moment. Because your 1978, 1980p, 1981p, 1982p, or 1983D quarter could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars if it has the right rare features. In this video, we'll reveal what to look for, how collectors value these coins, and the real facts behind their rarity. If you love rare U.S. coins and valuable pocket change, make sure to subscribe to USA Old Money News, turn on the bell icon, and let's discover whether your next quarter could be a hidden treasure. News: imagine reaching into your pocket and discovering a quarter that looks completely ordinary, yet collectors are willing to pay hundreds or even thousands of dollars for the right example. Stories about million-dollar quarters spread across the internet every day, but the real excitement comes from understanding what truly makes a coin valuable. Today we're looking at the 1978 Washington quarter, a coin that millions of Americans used every day, yet a tiny number of exceptional examples have become highly desirable among collectors. Stay with me until the end because the details that separate a common quarter from a valuable one are often surprisingly small. The 1978 Washington quarter was produced during a period when the United States Mint was striking hundreds of millions of coins to meet everyday demand. Most 1978 quarters were made for circulation and remain worth only their face value today because they are so common. However, collectors know that condition is everything. A coin that never entered circulation still has its original mint luster and has almost no marks from handling can be worth many times more than an ordinary example. This is why experienced collectors carefully inspect every quarter instead of assuming all coins from the same year are equal. One of the biggest reasons some 1978 quarters attract attention is the possibility of mint errors. During the minting process, small mistakes occasionally occurred. Off-center strikes, doubled designs, clipped planchets, and other production errors can make a coin much more interesting to collectors. These error coins are uncommon because strict quality control removed most defective coins before they left the mint. When an authentic error reaches circulation, it becomes a fascinating piece of minting history, and often commands a premium depending on how dramatic and well-preserved the error is. Collectors also pay close attention to mint marks. In 1978, quarters were struck at different U.S. mint facilities, including Philadelphia and Denver. While neither mint mark automatically makes a coin rare, the combination of a particular mint, outstanding condition, and exceptional eye appeal can increase collector demand. Professional grading services evaluate coins for preservation, strike quality, and surface condition. The highest graded examples are often the ones that achieve impressive auction prices, because so few survive in nearly perfect condition after decades of use. You may have seen online videos claiming that an ordinary 1978 quarter is worth millions of dollars simply because of its date. It is important to separate exciting headlines from reality. Extraordinary prices are generally associated with extremely rare coins, major mint errors, unique historical pieces, or coins preserved in extraordinary condition, not with every quarter found in pocket change. While it is certainly worth checking your coins carefully, expecting every 1978 quarter to be worth a fortune can lead to disappointment. The real thrill comes from learning how to recognize genuinely collectible characteristics. If you think you have an unusual 1978 quarter, begin by examining it under good lighting. Look for unusually sharp details, strong original luster, unusual doubling in the design, or obvious minting errors. Avoid cleaning the coin, as cleaning can permanently reduce its value. Store it safely in a protective holder, and compare it with normal examples to see whether anything truly stands out. Serious collectors always prefer original, untouched coins because they preserve the history and authenticity of the piece. Coin collecting is more than searching for expensive treasures. It's a journey through American history. Every quarter tells a story about the era in which it was produced, the technology used at the mint, and the millions of people who carried it through everyday life. Even if a coin is not worth thousands of dollars, it can still become an exciting addition to a collection. The knowledge you gain while learning to identify rare varieties and genuine mint errors is often just as rewarding as finding a valuable coin. Thank you for watching Quarter Old Money News. If you enjoyed learning about the 1978 Washington quarter and want more videos covering rare U.S. coins, mint errors, valuable varieties, and real collector information, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. Have you ever found an unusual quarter in your change? Tell us about it in the comments below, and remember, before spending any old coin, take a closer look. You never know when an ordinary-looking piece of change might have an extraordinary story behind it. Have you ever looked at an old quarter in your pocket and wondered if it could be worth far more than 25 cents? Welcome back to Quarter Old Money News, where we uncover the fascinating stories behind America's most collectible coins. Today we're talking about the famous bicentennial quarter, a coin that has inspired countless rumors about hidden fortunes and million-dollar discoveries. Before we begin, it's important to understand one thing. While some headlines claim that ordinary bicentennial quarters are worth tens of millions of dollars, the reality is much more interesting. A coin's value depends on its rarity, condition, mint mark, and any genuine minting errors it may have. Knowing these details can help collectors separate exciting facts from internet myths. The bicentennial quarter was created to celebrate the 200th anniversary of American independence. Instead of the traditional eagle on the reverse, the coin features a colonial drummer with a torch surrounded by 13 stars, while the obverse still displays George Washington. Although many people mistakenly call these 1978 bicentennial quarters, the genuine bicentennial quarter carries the dual date 1776-1976 because it commemorates the nation's bicentennial. Hundreds of millions were produced, meaning that most examples found in circulation today are common and worth only their face value. However, collectors still search through rolls of quarters because a small number of exceptional coins can command much higher prices. What separates an ordinary bicentennial quarter from a valuable one is its quality and uniqueness. Coins that were preserved from the day they left the mint without scratches, wear, or damage can receive extremely high grades from professional grading services. A perfect or nearly perfect coin is much harder to find than many people realize, because circulation quickly leaves tiny marks on the surface. Collectors are willing to pay significant premiums for coins that appear almost exactly as they did when they were first struck. In addition, special proof coins made for collectors, especially those struck in 40% silver, are generally more desirable than regular circulation pieces. Mint errors add another level of excitement to coin collecting. A bicentennial quarter with an off-center strike, a dramatic double design, a clipped planchet, or another genuine mint-made error can become highly collectible because such mistakes are unusual. Every authentic error tells a story about something unexpected happening during the minting process. While not every error creates a valuable coin, unusual and visually impressive examples often attract strong interest from collectors. The more dramatic the error and the better the coin's condition, the greater its potential value in the collector market. Many videos and social media posts claim that an ordinary bicentennial quarter has sold for $50 million or even more. These stories capture attention because everyone dreams of finding life-changing treasure in spare change. However, collectors should approach such claims with caution. Verified auction records for bicentennial quarters are far below those sensational figures. The most valuable known examples are typically extraordinary error coins, rare silver issues, or coins in exceptional certified condition. Their values can reach thousands of dollars and, in exceptional cases, Much higher but sensational multi-million-dollar claims usually lack reliable evidence. If you believe you found an unusual bicentennial quarter, avoid cleaning or polishing it. Even gentle cleaning can permanently damage the coin's original surface and reduce its collector value. Instead, examine the date, mint mark, edge, color, weight, and overall condition. If the coin appears unusual or has a striking mint error, consider having it authenticated and graded by a respected third-party grading service. Professional certification provides collectors with confidence about authenticity and condition, which is especially important if the coin appears to be rare. Coin collecting is about more than chasing huge prices. Every coin represents a piece of history that has traveled through countless hands over many years. The bicentennial quarter reminds Americans of the country's 200th birthday and remains one of the most recognizable commemorative circulation coins ever produced. Searching through pocket change, bank rolls, or inherited collections can be an enjoyable hobby because every discovery teaches something new about history, minting technology, and the fascinating world of numismatics. Even if you never discover a rare variety, the experience itself can be rewarding. As we wrap up today's video, remember that knowledge is the greatest treasure in coin collecting. Don't believe every viral headline that promises instant millions from an ordinary quarter. Instead, learn what truly makes a coin valuable and examine your collection carefully. You never know when you might discover an outstanding condition coin, a genuine mint error, or a collectible silver issue hiding among everyday change. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to Quarter Old Money News, leave a comment telling us your best coin discovery, and share this video with fellow collectors. Your next great coin discovery could be closer than you think. Before you spend another quarter, take a close look at the coins in your pocket because one ordinary-looking coin could be hiding an extraordinary story. Today we're exploring the fascinating world of the 1980p Washington quarter and separating fact from fiction. While you've probably seen claims online about these coins being worth $1.9 million, the truth is far more interesting, and knowing the real facts can help you recognize genuinely valuable coins. The 1980p Washington quarter was struck at the Philadelphia Mint during a time when billions of quarters were produced for everyday commerce. These coins were made for circulation, meaning they were designed to pass from one person to another in daily life. Because so many were minted, the average 1980p quarter found in pocket change is usually worth only its face value of 25 cents. However, collectors know that not every coin is created equal. A small number escape the mint with unusual characteristics, and those exceptional examples have become highly desirable among serious numismatists. This is why experienced collectors never judge a coin only by its date. They carefully inspect every detail before deciding whether it might be something special. What transforms an ordinary 1980p quarter into a collectible treasure is not simply its age, but its condition and rarity. Coins that have never been circulated, still displaying their original mint luster and sharp details, often command much higher prices than worn examples. In addition, minting mistakes such as off-center strikes, doubled designs, clipped planchets, or dramatic die errors can make a coin far more valuable than a normal piece. These errors are accidental, making them much scarcer than standard coins. Collectors enjoy searching for these unusual varieties because each one tells the story of a unique moment during the minting process that was never meant to happen. One of the biggest myths circulating online is that every 1980p quarter is automatically worth hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars. In reality, extraordinary prices are extremely rare and are usually associated with one-of-a-kind mint errors or coins graded in exceptional condition by professional grading services. The vast majority of 1980p quarters are common. That doesn't mean you should ignore them, though. The excitement of coin collecting comes from the possibility that an overlooked error or beautifully preserved specimen could be sitting unnoticed in an old coin jar, family collection, or forgotten drawer. Careful examination is always more valuable than believing sensational headlines. If you decide to inspect your own 1980p quarters, take your time and look closely under bright lighting or with a magnifying glass. Pay attention to the lettering, the date, Washington's portrait, the eagle on the reverse, and the edge of the coin. Look for doubling in the inscriptions, unusual cracks or raised lines, missing details, or evidence that the design was struck off-center. Also check whether the coin still has strong mint luster without scratches or heavy wear. Small differences that many people overlook can sometimes make a significant difference to collectors, especially when combined with outstanding preservation. Another important lesson for every collector is to avoid cleaning old coins. Many beginners think polishing a coin will increase its value, but the opposite is usually true. Cleaning can permanently damage the original surface, leaving tiny scratches and removing the natural finish that collectors appreciate. Even if a coin appears dull or tarnished, it is generally better to leave it untouched. If you believe you have discovered an unusual 1980p quarter with a possible mint error or exceptional condition, consider having it examined by a reputable coin expert or professional grading company. Authentication can provide confidence about what you actually own. Coin collecting is about more than chasing huge prices. Every coin represents a small piece of American history, reflecting the economy, technology, and craftsmanship of the time it was made. The 1980p Washington quarter reminds us that even ordinary pocket change can inspire curiosity and encourage people to learn about minting, history, and the art of collecting. Sometimes the greatest reward is not finding $1 million coin, but developing the knowledge to recognize genuine rarity when it appears. That knowledge stays valuable long after the excitement of viral internet claims has faded. As we wrap up today's story, remember this important message. The 1980p Washington quarter is not automatically worth $1.9 million, and there is no verified evidence that ordinary examples sell for that amount. Truly valuable coins earn their prices because of documented rarity, major mint errors, exceptional preservation, and strong collector demand. So before spending your spare change, take a careful look. You might discover an interesting collectible, even if it's not worth millions. If you enjoyed this journey into the world of rare coins, subscribe to Have You Ever Looked at the Spare Change in Your Pocket and wondered if one ordinary-looking quarter could be worth far more than its face value? Today we're exploring the fascinating story of the 1980p Washington quarter and separating exciting collector facts from internet myths. You may have seen claims that a 1980p quarter is worth $3.7 million simply because it has the word Liberty on it. The truth is much more interesting. Every genuine 1980p Washington quarter was struck in Philadelphia and features George Washington on the front with Liberty above his portrait. While millions of these coins were produced for everyday circulation, a tiny number stand out because of exceptional condition, rare minting mistakes, or unusual characteristics. Those are the coins that attract serious collectors and can sell for impressive amounts. The 1980p quarter is not a bicentennial quarter, even though many online videos mistakenly call it one. True bicentennial quarters were minted only for the nation's 200th anniversary and carry the dual date, 1776-1976, on the obverse, along with a special colonial drummer design on the reverse. By contrast, the 1980p quarter has the traditional eagle reverse used during that era. Even so, the 1980p remains an important coin because it represents a period when the United States Mint was producing billions of coins for circulation. Yet a handful escaped with unusual striking errors that later became highly collectible. What truly separates an ordinary 1980p quarter from a valuable one is its condition and rarity. A worn coin that has spent decades changing hands is usually worth only 25 cents. However, a coin preserved in nearly perfect mint condition, showing brilliant original luster, sharp details, and no signs of circulation, can be worth significantly more to collectors. Professional grading services carefully examine these coins under magnification, and even the difference between one grade and the next can greatly affect the market value. This is why experienced collectors never judge a coin's value by its date alone. Mint errors create another level of excitement. Some 1980p quarters have been discovered with off-center strikes, doubled design elements, clipped planchets, or other genuine production mistakes made during the minting process. Because these errors occurred accidentally and are much scarcer than normal coins, collectors often compete to own them. The more dramatic and well-preserved the error, the greater its potential value. These fascinating mistakes remind us that even in a highly controlled minting process, rare imperfections can become treasured collectibles decades later. One of the biggest misconceptions online is that every 1980p quarter is worth millions of dollars. There is no verified evidence that a regular 1980p Washington quarter has sold for $3.7 million simply because of its date or design. Extraordinary prices are generally reserved for extremely rare coins with unique histories, famous provenance, or one-of-a-kind minting errors. Exciting headlines often exaggerate values to attract attention, but knowledgeable collectors rely on rarity, condition, authenticity, and documented sales rather than sensational claims. If you own a 1980p quarter, take a close look before spending it. Check whether the coin still has strong mint luster, unusually sharp details, or obvious striking errors. Avoid cleaning the coin because cleaning can permanently reduce its collectible value. Instead, store it safely, and if you believe it has something unusual, consider having it examined by a reputable coin expert or submitted to a professional grading service. Even if it is not worth a fortune, preserving it properly gives you the best chance of maintaining its value. Coin collecting is exciting because every discovery tells a story. A simple quarter can connect you to American history, the craftsmanship of the United States Mint, and the thrill of searching for something uncommon among ordinary pocket change. Most coins will never make someone a millionaire, but every collector knows that patience, knowledge, and careful observation are the real keys to finding hidden treasures. The hunt itself is often just as rewarding as the value of the coin. Before you spend your next 1980p Washington quarter, give it one careful inspection. You might not find a multi-million-dollar rarity, but you could discover a beautiful high-grade example or an authentic mint error that collectors would love to own. The world of rare coins is full of surprises, and every coin deserves a second look before it disappears back into circulation. Keep searching, keep learning, and remember that the most valuable treasure in coin collecting is understanding what makes an ordinary coin truly extraordinary. Have you ever wondered whether an ordinary-looking 1981p Washington quarter sitting in a drawer, coin jar, or old wallet could be hiding an incredible story? Welcome back to Quarter Old Money News. Today we're exploring one of the most talked-about American coins among collectors, the 1981p quarter. Many videos online claim this coin is worth $40 million or even more, but the truth is far more interesting. While a normal 1981p quarter is usually worth only its face value, certain rare examples with exceptional condition, unusual minting errors, or unique collector appeal can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Knowing the difference between a common coin and a genuinely collectible one is what separates an ordinary spender from a knowledgeable coin hunter. The 1981p Washington quarter was struck at the Philadelphia Mint during a period when the United States Mint was producing hundreds of millions of coins for everyday commerce. These quarters feature George Washington on the front and the familiar eagle design on the reverse, a design that had represented American coinage for decades before the bicentennial reverse, appeared only on the special 1975-1976 issues. Because of this, it is important to understand that a 1981 P quarter is not a bicentennial quarter. Even so, collectors pay attention to 1981 P quarters because high-quality examples are surprisingly difficult to find, especially coins that escape circulation without scratches, dull surfaces, or heavy wear. One reason collectors become excited about certain 1981 P quarters is the possibility of mint errors. During the coin-making process, small mistakes can occasionally occur. A coin may be struck slightly off-center, show a doubled design, display a die crack, or have other unusual characteristics created during production. These errors are not common, and their value depends on how dramatic and well-preserved they are. A tiny imperfection usually adds little value, while a spectacular error that is clearly visible can attract serious collector interest. This is why experienced collectors examine every detail carefully under proper lighting, instead of assuming every old quarter is automatically valuable. Condition is another major factor that influences a coin's value. A quarter that has spent decades in circulation often shows worn details, scratches, and discoloration, reducing its appeal to collectors. On the other hand, a coin that still has its original mint luster, crisp details, and virtually no signs of handling may receive a high professional grade. High-grade coins are much scarcer than circulated examples because very few survive in nearly perfect condition. For that reason, collectors are often willing to pay significant premiums for certified coins that rank among the finest known examples for their date and mint. Many sensational stories on the internet suggest that a 1981 P quarter is worth $40 million or could instantly make someone a billionaire. Such headlines are designed to attract attention rather than reflect the real coin market. Extraordinary prices require extraordinary evidence, including documented auction records, professional grading, and confirmation from respected numismatic experts. Without those factors, claims of multi-million-dollar values should be viewed with caution. The exciting reality is that genuinely rare coins can indeed sell for impressive amounts, but those sales are supported by rarity, demand, condition, and verified history, not by rumors alone. If you own a 1981 P quarter, take a close look before spending it. Check whether the date and mint mark are clear, examine both sides for unusual features, and look for signs that the coin has remained in exceptional condition. Avoid cleaning the coin, because cleaning can permanently damage the surface and lower its collector value. Instead, store it safely in a protective holder until you can compare it with known collectible examples or have it examined by a reputable coin expert. Sometimes patience and careful observation are worth far more than rushing to polish or sell a coin. Coin collecting is about much more than searching for instant riches. Every coin carries a piece of American history, reflecting the economy, technology, and craftsmanship of the era in which it was produced. The 1981 P Washington quarter reminds collectors that even modern coins can become desirable when they combine rarity, outstanding preservation, or fascinating minting mistakes. Whether your coin turns out to be ordinary or exceptional, learning how to identify quality and authenticity is a rewarding skill that makes the hobby both educational and exciting. Thank you for watching Quarter Old Money News. If you enjoy discovering the hidden stories behind American coins, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss another rare coin investigation. Have you ever found an unusual 1981 P quarter in your pocket change or coin collection? Share your experience in the comments below, because your next discovery could inspire our future videos. Remember, every valuable coin starts as ordinary pocket change, and the next great collector's find may already be waiting quietly in your own collection. Have you ever looked at a 1981 P Washington quarter and wondered if it could secretly be worth a fortune? Many videos and social media posts claim that ordinary-looking quarters are worth $57 million or even more, but the truth is much more interesting. Most 1981 p quarters found in everyday pocket change are worth only their face value or a small premium if they are in excellent condition. However, a tiny number of exceptional examples, especially those with rare mint errors or outstanding preservation, can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. That is why collectors never judge a coin by its appearance alone. Before spending an old quarter, it is always worth taking a closer look because small details can make a surprisingly big difference. Although people often call many old quarters bicentennial quarters, the 1981 p quarter is not actually one of them. True bicentennial Washington quarters were produced with the dual date 1776-1976 to celebrate America's 200th anniversary. The 1981 p quarter was struck several years later at the Philadelphia Mint and carries the standard eagle reverse design. Even so, it has become a favorite among collectors because relatively few high-quality examples survived in perfect condition. Coins that escaped heavy circulation with sharp details, bright original luster, and no damage are much harder to find today than most people realize. One of the biggest reasons collectors search for the 1981 p quarter is the possibility of mint errors. During the minting process, machines occasionally produced coins with mistakes such as off-center strikes, doubled designs, clipped planchets, die cracks, or other unusual characteristics. These mint-made errors are fascinating because they were never intended to leave the mint. When such a coin is authenticated and preserved in excellent condition, collectors often compete to own it. The rarer and more dramatic the error, the greater its potential value in the collector market. Condition plays an even bigger role than age. A heavily worn 1981 p quarter usually has little collector value, while a nearly flawless coin with original mint luster can attract serious attention. Professional grading services examine a coin under magnification and assign a grade based on its quality. At the highest grades, even common date coins become surprisingly scarce because very few survive without scratches, marks, or wear. This is why some certified 1981 p quarters have sold for impressive prices, while millions of ordinary examples continue circulating unnoticed. If you think you may have a valuable 1981 p quarter, examine it carefully under good lighting. Look for the P mint mark, inspect both sides for unusual doubling or striking errors, and avoid cleaning the coin. Cleaning can permanently damage the surface and significantly reduce collector value. Instead, store the coin safely in a protective holder and compare it with known examples. If the coin appears unusual or exceptionally well preserved, having it professionally authenticated may help determine whether it is simply an interesting keepsake or a genuine collector's piece. It is important to separate facts from internet myths. Claims that ordinary 1981 p quarters are routinely worth $57 million or can instantly make someone a billionaire are not supported by verified auction records. Extraordinary prices in the coin world are usually reserved for extremely rare historical coins with unique characteristics, famous pedigrees, or one-of-a-kind minting errors. Exciting headlines attract attention, but smart collectors rely on rarity, condition, authenticity, and documented sales rather than sensational claims. The thrill of coin collecting comes from the possibility of discovering something unusual in an everyday object. Every old quarter tells a story about American history, commerce, and craftsmanship. While most 1981 p quarters will never be worth millions, the excitement of searching for rare varieties and exceptional examples keeps collectors looking through rolls of coins, inherited collections, and forgotten jars. Patience, careful observation, and knowledge are often more valuable than luck alone. So before you spend your next 1981 p Washington quarter, take a few moments to inspect it closely. You may not uncover a multi-million-dollar treasure, but you could still find a coin that collectors would gladly add to their collections. Every remarkable discovery begins with curiosity, and every collector starts with a single coin. Keep learning, keep searching, and remember that the true value of coin collecting lies not only in money, but also in the history, mystery, and excitement hidden inside every piece of American change. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your best coin finds in the comments. Imagine reaching into your pocket and pulling out a simple 1982p Washington quarter, only to discover that it might be hiding a remarkable story. At first glance, this coin appears ordinary, just another piece of everyday change that millions of Americans used decades ago. Yet among collectors, the 1982p quarter has earned a special reputation because it was produced during a challenging period for the United States Mint. While most examples remain common, certain unusual pieces have attracted significant attention due to their rarity, condition, and minting mistakes. This mystery is exactly what keeps treasure hunters searching through old coin jars, forgotten collections, and family keepsakes every single day. The year 1982 was a unique chapter in American coinage history. The United States Mint was facing budget pressures and operational changes, and some collector products that had been available in previous years were not produced. Because of these circumstances, obtaining high-quality examples of circulating coins from 1982 became more difficult than many collectors expected. The Philadelphia Mint, identified by the P Mint mark on the quarter, struck millions of coins for everyday commerce. Most entered circulation immediately, becoming worn through years of use in cash registers, vending machines, and countless daily transactions across the country. What truly excites collectors is not the average 1982p quarter, but the possibility of finding an exceptional survivor. Coins that somehow escaped heavy circulation and remained in nearly perfect condition are far scarcer than many people realize. A coin with sharp details, strong luster, and minimal marks can command far more interest than an ordinary example. Professional grading services carefully evaluate these characteristics, and the highest graded pieces often become the stars of auctions. In the world of numismatics, condition can transform an ordinary coin into a highly sought-after collectible. Another source of excitement comes from mint errors. During the striking process, coins can occasionally be produced with unusual characteristics. Off-center strikes, die cracks, double details, and other manufacturing anomalies can make a quarter stand out dramatically from the millions of normal pieces. These errors tell a story about what happened inside the minting presses and provide collectors with something truly unique. When a genuine error is discovered on a 1982p quarter, it often attracts attention because collectors appreciate the combination of historical significance and rarity. The Washington quarter itself carries a rich legacy. Featuring the portrait of George Washington on the obverse, the coin serves as a tribute to one of America's most important historical figures. For decades, quarters have circulated through every corner of American life, witnessing economic changes, cultural shifts, and countless everyday moments. Holding a 1982p quarter is like holding a small piece of American history, one that quietly traveled through stores, banks, and households while carrying its story from generation to generation. Many newcomers are surprised to learn that valuable coins are often discovered in the most unexpected places. Some have been found in inherited collections, old dresser drawers, garage sale purchases, or containers of spare change that sat untouched for years. This possibility fuels the imagination of collectors worldwide. The dream that a hidden treasure could be waiting in an overlooked pile of coins is one of the reasons coin collecting remains such a popular hobby. Every quarter examined represents another chance to uncover something unusual and exciting. Despite sensational headlines claiming values in the millions or even hundreds of millions of dollars, Successful collectors rely on careful research, authentication, and realistic expectations. The true value of any coin depends on factors such as rarity, condition, demand, and authenticity. A quarter becomes desirable not because of internet rumors, but because knowledgeable collectors recognize something genuinely special about it. Understanding these principles helps collectors make informed decisions and appreciate the hobby for both its historical and financial aspects. The 1982 P. Washington quarter remains a fascinating coin that continues to inspire curiosity among collectors and treasure hunters alike. Whether you are searching through pocket change or exploring an old family collection, the possibility of finding an exceptional example adds excitement to every discovery. While most quarters will never be worth a fortune, the thrill of the hunt, the connection to history, and the chance of uncovering a remarkable rarity are what make coin collecting so rewarding. Sometimes the greatest treasure is not just the value of the coin itself, but the incredible story it carries through time. Have you ever looked at a 1982 P. Washington quarter and wondered if it could secretly be worth a fortune? Stories online often claim that ordinary quarters are worth hundreds of millions of dollars, but the truth is far more interesting than the myths. The 1982 P quarter was struck at the Philadelphia Mint during a time when the United States Mint was facing budget challenges, and because no official mint sets were sold that year, many collectors had difficulty finding pristine examples. That unusual situation made high-grade 1982 P quarters much scarcer than many people realize. While claims of a $270 million quarter are not supported by any verified sale, certain exceptional 1982 P quarters with outstanding preservation or rare mint errors have sold for impressive amounts, making this one of the most searched modern Washington quarters among collectors. To understand why the 1982 P quarter attracts so much attention, it helps to know its history. By 1982, the Washington quarter had already become one of America's most widely used coins, and millions of them pass through cash registers every day. Most examples were heavily circulated, collecting scratches, dents, and wear that reduced their value. Because collectors could not simply purchase fresh mint sets, far fewer untouched coins were saved compared to surrounding years. Today, finding a sharply struck, brilliantly preserved 1982 P quarter with clean surfaces and excellent eye appeal is surprisingly difficult. That combination of rarity and demand is what drives collectors to pay significant premiums for the finest surviving examples. Another reason these quarters receive so much attention is the possibility of mint errors. During the striking process, tiny mistakes can occur, creating coins that are unlike the ordinary pieces found in circulation. Collectors often search for doubled designs, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks, dramatic die breaks, or coins struck on the wrong metal blank. These genuine mint errors are far rarer than normal quarters and can be worth far more, especially when authenticated by respected grading companies. However, not every unusual mark is a valuable error. Damage caused after a coin leaves the mint, such as scratches, stains, or machine damage, usually has little or no collector value. Condition is often even more important than age. A worn 1982 P quarter is generally worth only its face value of 25 cents, even though it is more than 4 decades old. On the other hand, a coin that appears nearly flawless under magnification, with strong luster and almost no contact marks, can command a much higher price because so few examples have survived in that state. Professional grading services evaluate factors such as strike quality, surface preservation, and overall appearance before assigning a grade. The highest grades are extremely difficult to achieve, and those are the coins that serious collectors compete for at auctions. Many viral videos claim that almost every old quarter is worth millions of dollars, but collectors should approach such claims with caution. Extraordinary prices are usually associated with one-of-a-kind errors, historic rarities, or coins with exceptional provenance, not ordinary circulation pieces. The excitement surrounding valuable coins is real, but the market rewards genuine rarity, authenticity, and outstanding condition rather than age alone. Learning how to distinguish verified collectibles from internet myths is one of the most valuable skills a coin collector can develop. If you believe you have an unusual 1982 p quarter, begin by examining it carefully under good lighting with a magnifying glass. Look for sharp details in Washington's hair, clear lettering, a strong strike, and any features that appear dramatically different from normal examples. Avoid cleaning the coin, because cleaning can permanently reduce its value in the eyes of collectors. Instead, store it safely in a protective holder until it can be evaluated by an experienced dealer or a professional grading service. Patience is important, because a proper evaluation can reveal whether a coin is common, a collectible high-grade example, or a genuine mint error. The world of coin collecting is filled with fascinating discoveries, and the 1982 p Washington quarter remains an exciting modern coin because of its unique place in U.S. mint history. Although the overwhelming majority are worth only face value, a small number of exceptional pieces have earned strong prices due to remarkable preservation or authentic minting errors. That possibility keeps collectors searching through pocket change, coin jars, and inherited collections, hoping to uncover an overlooked treasure hiding in plain sight. Before you spend any older quarter, take a few moments to inspect it carefully. While sensational headlines about $270 million coins are unsupported by verified records, there are genuine modern quarters that have surprised collectors with impressive values. Knowledge is the greatest tool in coin collecting. By understanding mint history, recognizing real errors, appreciating the importance of condition, and relying on verified information instead of internet rumors, you give yourself the best chance of recognizing a truly special coin if it ever appears in your hands. And sometimes, the most exciting part of collecting is not becoming an overnight millionaire, but discovering the remarkable story hidden inside an ordinary-looking piece of American history. The story of the 1983 D Washington quarter begins with one important fact that surprises many collectors. Although millions of these quarters were struck at the Denver Mint, finding one in truly outstanding condition is far more difficult than most people expect. During the early 1980s, the United States experienced a nationwide coin shortage, and people used their quarters heavily in everyday transactions. Because of that constant circulation, most 1983 D quarters quickly became scratched, worn, and damaged. This is why collectors become excited when they discover a sharply struck example with brilliant original surfaces. One common misunderstanding online is that every 1983 D quarter is worth millions of dollars. That simply isn't true. The real value comes from exceptional condition, rare minting errors, and certified high-grade examples that stand far above ordinary pocket change. Now imagine opening an old coin jar that has been sitting untouched for decades. Among hundreds of ordinary coins, one bright 1983 D quarter catches your eye. It still has crisp details, strong luster, and almost no signs of wear. At that moment, what looks like 25 cents could become a fascinating collector's item. While circulated examples are usually worth only face value, uncirculated coins preserved since the day they left the mint can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on their grade. The rarest professionally graded examples have achieved impressive auction prices because collectors compete fiercely for the finest known specimens. It is this combination of rarity and preservation, not simply the date, that creates real value. Another reason collectors search for the 1983 D quarter is the possibility of mint errors. During the minting process, small mechanical mistakes occasionally occur, producing coins that differ from the standard design. These may include off-center strikes, doubled dies, clipped planchets, die cracks, or dramatic misalignments. Such errors are genuinely scarce because quality control removes most defective coins before they enter circulation. When an authentic error does escape into the public, it immediately attracts attention from collectors who specialize in unusual mint products. A dramatic and well-preserved error coin can sell for significantly more than an ordinary example, especially when it has been authenticated by a respected grading service. Many videos and social media posts make extraordinary claims that a 1983 D quarter is worth millions or even billions of dollars simply because it exists. Those headlines are designed to attract clicks rather than educate collectors. In reality, no ordinary 1983 D Washington quarter has sold for hundreds of millions or billions of dollars. Auction prices are determined by real collector demand, verified rarity, professional grading, and documented sales history. A sensational title may be entertaining, but experienced numismatists always rely on evidence instead of rumors. Understanding this difference helps collectors avoid disappointment while focusing on coins that truly deserve attention. If you believe you have an exceptional 1983 D quarter, careful inspection is essential. Begin by examining the coin under good lighting with a magnifying glass. Look for sharp details in Washington's hair, strong feather lines on the eagle, original mint luster, and any unusual features that might indicate a genuine mint error. Avoid cleaning the coin, because even gentle polishing can permanently reduce its value. Professional collectors prefer coins with untouched original surfaces, even if they show minor tunning from age. If your coin appears unusually well preserved or displays a possible mint error, submitting it to a reputable grading service can confirm its authenticity and condition. The 1983 D quarter also teaches an important lesson about modern coin collecting. Many people believe only coins from the 1800s are valuable, yet some coins from the 1980s have become surprisingly desirable because so few were saved in pristine condition. Most people spent these quarters without giving them a second thought, leaving very few flawless examples available today. As years passed, collectors realized just how difficult it was to locate mint-state pieces, causing demand for top-quality coins to increase steadily. This demonstrates that rarity is not always created by age. Sometimes it is created by survival. For new collectors, patience is often the greatest advantage. Searching through rolls of quarters from banks, inherited collections, estate sales, or family coin jars can be an exciting adventure. Most discoveries will be ordinary coins, but every search improves your knowledge and sharpens your eye for quality. Learning about mint marks, grading standards, strike quality, and genuine mint errors allows you to recognize opportunities that others might overlook. Coin collecting is not only about making money, it is also about preserving history, understanding American craftsmanship, and appreciating the stories hidden inside everyday currency. Before you spend any older quarter, especially a 1983 D example in unusually nice condition, take a closer look. While the vast majority are worth only 25 cents, a small number of exceptional coins have earned impressive premiums because of their outstanding preservation or rare minting errors. The excitement of coin collecting comes from never knowing when an ordinary-looking coin could become an extraordinary discovery. Keep realistic expectations, verify extraordinary claims with professional authentication, and remember that true treasures are identified through knowledge, patience, and careful examination, not by sensational headlines promising impossible million-dollar fortunes. Most people spend these coins without a second thought. But collectors know that some 1983 D quarters are much harder to find in high grades than many older coins. One important fact needs to be cleared up right away. The 1983 D quarter is not a bicentennial quarter. Bicentennial quarters were produced only with the dual date 1776-1976. However, the 1983 D quarter has earned a special place among collectors because very few people saved fresh examples when they were released. During the early 1980s, many Americans simply spent these coins, leaving surprisingly few pristine specimens for today's collectors. That scarcity in top condition has made certain examples highly desirable, but be careful of online claims saying every 1983 D quarter is worth millions of dollars. In reality, only exceptional coins with outstanding preservation or rare minting errors can command impressive prices. The story behind the 1983 D quarter is more interesting than many people realize. It was struck at the Denver Mint during a period when the United States Mint did not sell traditional uncirculated mint sets in 1982 and 1983. Because collectors couldn't easily purchase fresh examples directly from the mint, far fewer high-quality coins were saved. As years passed, circulation left countless 1983 D quarters scratched, worn, and damaged. Today, finding one with brilliant luster, sharp details, and almost no contact marks is genuinely challenging. This unusual situation has created strong demand among collectors who want to complete high-grade Washington quarter collections. If you discover a 1983 D quarter, your first step should be examining its overall condition. Coins with heavy wear generally remain worth face value or only a small premium. However, a coin with crisp design details, original mint shine, and no signs of circulation may attract collector interest. Experts also inspect the strike quality, looking closely at Washington's hair, the eagle on the reverse, and other fine details. Even tiny differences in preservation can dramatically influence a coin's value. That's why experienced collectors handle promising coins carefully, avoiding unnecessary cleaning or polishing, since those actions can permanently reduce collector value. Mint errors add another layer of excitement to the 1983 D quarter series. While most quarters were struck correctly, a small number left the mint with unusual production mistakes. These may include off-center strikes, doubled dies, clipped planchets, die cracks, or other manufacturing abnormalities. Genuine mint errors are created during the production process and are different from damage that occurs after a coin enters circulation. Collectors often pay substantial premiums for dramatic, authenticated errors because every genuine error is unique. The more dramatic and well-preserved the error, the greater its potential appeal in the numismatic marketplace. You may have seen videos or social media posts claiming that a common 1983 D quarter is worth $111 million or could instantly make you a billionaire. Those claims are not supported by verified auction records. Although some exceptionally rare coins from American history have sold for millions of dollars, no ordinary 1983 D Washington quarter has reached those extraordinary prices. The highest values are generally reserved for coins with remarkable grades, extraordinary rarity, or spectacular mint errors that have been professionally authenticated. Understanding this difference helps collectors separate exciting possibilities from exaggerated internet headlines. If you think you've found an outstanding 1983 D quarter, resist the temptation to clean it. Even gentle polishing can leave microscopic scratches that grading professionals immediately recognize. Instead, hold the coin only by its edges and store it in a protective holder. If the coin appears to have exceptional condition or a genuine mint error, professional grading can verify its authenticity and condition. Certified coins often inspire greater confidence among buyers because an independent expert has evaluated them according to recognized grading standards. The 1983 D quarter reminds us that rarity isn't always about age. Many people assume only coins from the 1800s can become valuable, but modern coins can also develop strong collector demand when unusual circumstances limit the number of surviving high-grade examples. Patience, careful observation, and knowledge are far more valuable than chasing unrealistic stories of instant riches. Collectors who study mint marks, strike quality, condition, and genuine errors are much more likely to recognize a worthwhile discovery than those who believe every old coin is a hidden fortune. So, the next time you receive change, take a closer look before spending that quarter. A 1983 D Washington quarter probably won't make you a billionaire, but an exceptional example could still be an exciting collector's find. Every coin tells a story about American history, craftsmanship, and the journey it has taken through countless hands. Whether your quarter turns out to be an ordinary circulation piece or a scarce high-grade survivor, learning to identify genuine rarity is part of the excitement that keeps coin collecting alive. Sometimes the greatest treasure isn't just the value of the coin itself. It's the knowledge that helps you recognize something truly special when it appears in your pocket change.